Hello my fellow freedom builders, and welcome to the channel and to a quick video about some changes we have made in MyStockScanner. You might have seen some videos about MyStockScanner, and that is the platform where you can do all sorts of analysis. And the focus right now is the TPI chart, where we have an indicator down here called the TPI on a long-term, weekly and daily time frame. And that is where there have happened some changes. Now, if you have seen this before, you might see some changes here, and I'll get back to them in a second. But first, I'll show you why we have made them. Because if we go to the stats that we used in the webinars in November and December, you might remember that if we look back 20, 30, 40 years and we scan for a specific setup where a stock should be in a long-term green uptrend, meaning this one down here in a long-term uptrend, and then looking at the weekly TPI being in accumulation oversold, either pointing down or up, then you have a lot of extra edge. This is a gray and the yellow bar here, and as you can see, for instance, if you have bought any of these stocks over these many years and just hold them for 5 days, and the weekly TPI being in uptrend oversold, then you would have made 0.88% each 5 days, 5-day period. Comparing that to the worst of these, that is in a downtrend overbought, would only have made 0.2%. So here there was a 4.5 times, 450% change here. You can also see the same thing here holding at 10 days, 15 days, 20 days and so on. When we start to get up to 65, 130 days, the picture gets a bit more muddy, but it still stands out with the yellow one being really strong in top here, and then followed by the gray with most of them. The problem so far is that on the TPI chart we couldn't distinguish between being oversold pointing down, being oversold pointing up, and so onwards. And many of you have requested that, so we have thought about how to do it, and this is how we are going to do it. As you can see, there's no more any light red or light green colors. There's only green and red, and then we have put some yellow and green on it. And let me explain with a bit of drawing what is happening on the chart. Now, the green is still the statistical indicator saying, well, looking back for many years and looking at the pattern of this chart, then statistically the price ought to be going up. And the same thing when turning red, then statistically it ought to be turning to going down, the price. However, that is not always happening, so it's not a magical indicator. This is just the statistics. However, if we just delete these two and start over again, then you should imagine a chart where we have an upper point and a lower point. And above this, it is a statistical overbought area, meaning it is getting more and more likely for the price to turn down. And when we are below this one, it is at an accumulation, a statistical oversold area where it is more and more likely that the price is turning up. So when we are up here in the overbought, that is what you can see here with the gray. When we are down here in the oversold, that is what you can see here in the yellow. So what you should imagine is that we have a price, for instance, here, going up in green. Then at some point, it starts to go down, not even reaching the overbought. That is the red area here. At one point, it gets into the yellow. That means that we are in the oversold, and since this one is red, it is still going down. At some point, we just go directly up into green here, and that is what these colors are signaling. At one point, for instance here, you can see we have a green chart, so this one is going up, up, up. At one point, it is still going up, but now we are getting up into overbought. At some point, still in the overbought, meaning it's in gray, we turn into red, meaning now it is actually going down, but still in overbought. And then we get down here, and we are actually just purely going down, at least statistically. I hope this makes sense. The gray is being in accumulation overbought phase. The yellow is in accumulation oversold. And then the green and the red is the direction of the trend, or at least where the statistics say the trend ought to be going. Now, let's say, for instance, that we are looking at something like this. This is still going down, but we are entering an oversold phase. This means that we should start looking for a potential turning upwards here. Now, it doesn't happen right away. It does go further down, but we are in this accumulation oversold phase. We are still in an upwards trend here in the long-term trend, and finally we get the kick upwards. The same we are seeing here. This one tells us, well, we are in an accumulation oversold, so start looking for an uptrend, and this is what we get here. Now, at some point over here, we go into an overbought phase, and it tells us you might want to start looking for maybe not taking a short because we are still in a long uptrend, but maybe taking some profit off the table. And what we see here is that it starts to turn down. So this is what we're looking for, and this is also what you can screen for in our stock screener, where you can specifically choose overbought going up, overbought going down, so on and so forth. I will make a lot more videos about this, but I just needed to get this off my chest since it was some changes we have made today, and several of you have already asked me about it. If you haven't tested MyStockScanner before, there'll be a link to it below. There's a 14-day free trial, and after that you can even keep using it for free. There's just a bit of restrictions on it with some credits you get every day. But that's it. I hope this made sense, and I can tell you that using these timing tools can definitely make a difference. It has made it with my own trading, and I hope that we can help you to fine-tune some of your trading as well. Remember, trading is always on your own risk, and you should also use your own strategies and system, but we definitely have some tools in our toolbox that I'm certain that can help you. That's all for now. Have a good weekend out there, and take care of yourself and your money. Talk to you later. Bye.